This is news that is hitting Canadian auto workers very hard. We know Stellantis did have those plans to create the Jeep Compass out of that assembly plant in Brampton, Ontario, and now news that that is leaving Ontario and going instead south of the border, and that's going to lead to a direct impact to 3,000 Canadian jobs. Now, Stellantis did release a statement after announcing this, talking about the impact on the growth of the company. In part, it said this investment to the U.S., the single largest in the company's history, will drive our growth, strengthen our manufacturing footprint, and bring more American jobs to the states we call home. Prime Minister Mark Carney has also reacted to this news, saying the change in production to Illinois are a direct consequence of the trade war and these tariffs on the Canadian auto sector. The union, specifically Unifor, and its president, Lana Payne, strong language after hearing this news, saying that the Canadian auto workers are being sacrificed on the Trump altar.
We have been pressuring governments since the start of the year when Donald Trump basically launched this trade war against Canadian workers and Canadian industries. We've also been pressuring companies to keep production here in Canada. There's only so much, obviously, that we could do in that regard. We need our governments fighting with us. We need to be using the leverage that we have as a country to make sure that we're keeping our industrial economy intact. And right now, that industrial economy is under serious threat, and ground zero for it is at Brampton.
We've also heard from Ontario's Premier Doug Ford, who says that Stellantis has a duty to protect its commitment to auto workers here in Canada, saying no provincial funding will be given until we receive clear assurances on when the plant will restart operations and meet that commitment. Meanwhile, the Mayor of Brampton, Patrick Brown, says there needs to be a coordinated national strategy and stronger federal supports for workers. We know that this plant here in Brampton, it actually shut down at the beginning of 2024. They were trying to retool and remodernize ahead of the production of this new Jeep Compass, but then that paused in February as the trade war began.
If the trade war is bringing jobs and prosperity to Americans, I support it. I've said this before, and I'm not saying this in a way that I want the worst for other countries, but it's America first. Fuck Canada. Now, like I said, I'm not saying like I hate Canada because I don't really care. I'm saying in that it's America first. We need to care about American citizens. I think it's ridiculous that American companies produce their shit in other countries to only bring it back into America. That is fucking stupid. Those 3,000, that whole company, I've never heard of that company. But if it's an American company, it should be in America. Because a lot of these American companies make their shit other places so it can be cheaper and bring it over here so they can sell it to Americans, which are their primary resources of profit. So you use Americans to gain a whole bunch of profit, but you don't give back to Americans, i.e. with jobs. Fuck that shit. Again, I don't hate Canadians. I don't hate Canadians, but fuck Canadians. America first.